Good morning, and again, you're back with me, Marietta Lombard, and we continue our series of advice and tips from Ponnie Moodley, and Johannesburg-based education expert. And Ponnie has been advising parents on how they can help their children cope with the schoolwork sent home and the curriculum and the schoolwork they need to complete during the COVID-19 lockdown. She has been advising us. Yesterday, we discussed the environment where your child needs to be able to complete their schoolwork. I personally greatly benefited from it. Ponnie, good morning, and what are we discussing today?
Good morning, Marietta. It's always lovely chatting to you and sharing ideas and tips with your parents. Today we'll be looking at how do you target the basics and keep your child consistently practicing the basic skills they need. So for me, we should always begin with maths in the morning because that's when children concentrate the best. Now for younger children, for example, in grade 1, 2, and 3, the foundation phase, look at the basic 4 operations. The basic 4 operations are your addition, subtraction, multiplication, and introduce a little bit of division. So basically that targets mental maths. Are they able to add and subtract and multiply quickly in their minds? Doing their times tables. For example, if I'm targeting times tables, I always group them according to similar skills. For example, I target your times tables for 3s, 6s, and 9s. Now you will ask why? Because within your 3 times tables, you will find your 6 times tables, you will find your 9 times tables. So by targeting those, and then the other ones that I group is your 4, 8, and 12 times tables. And then all the other ones you can do individually, like 7 times tables, your 11. Children should already know how to count in 2s and count in 5s and 10s. I will also look at using concrete manipulatives. That means counters, toothpicks, even beans. So for younger kids, make it practical. They need to understand how these skills fit together. Your older kids, they need to have rapid recall. That means that they must be able to do these things mentally. Later, for your senior phase, I would say look at your theorems, your formulas, your practical skills that they need. For example, area, perimeter, your theorem of Pythagoras. Those things all build on your more complex skills. So spend this time at home targeting those and be consistent. For example, when I start my maths lessons every day, I take between 5 and 10 minutes to look at mental skills and mental maths. In that way, it becomes a habit, it becomes a practice. Younger children obviously will use their fingers because using your fingers connects what they're doing to their brains. But we need to wean them off from that eventually. Older kids also need to be able to add and subtract much larger numbers. I have something called Magic 10, Magic 20, Magic 50. So basically you're targeting addition and subtraction of all numbers that add to 10 or that you can take away from 10. Once they know those, you introduce 20, then you introduce 50, then you introduce 100. And by that, they will be targeting, calculating problems very quickly. So for me, that would be the maths. For English, look at spelling and phonics. You know, when I worked in America for many decades, a lot of American schools shed phonics and they looked at something called whole language. There's a big debate between whole language and phonics. I tend to go with both. First, I start with phonics, looking at spelling patterns. Start from very, very basic things with grade 1. Cat, mat, fat. Then add in other more complex sounds. Then later, look at larger, longer words, 2 or 3 syllable words, because syllabication is another basic skill that children will need when they are reading, when they're writing, and of course when they're speaking. So I also target that. And once children know patterns, how are words spelled, what sounds they make, how are they combined to make compound words, you know, these reading skills really, really go up very fast. And also with grammar, the older kids, grammar is something not many children enjoy. But for me, it's the mechanics of our language works. So targeting grammar, the grammar rules, your tenses, parts of speech, looking at parts of your sentence. How do you combine sentences? All those skills really will help in all other areas of a language. And then, of course, life skills. You know, I think the COVID virus, if anything, it has helped us be more reflective and also be reorganized. And how do you look at the future? So for me, life skills and survival skills are very, very important. How does a child fry an egg, boil an egg, make a sandwich, do basic cooking? Gardening is also another important basic skill that I think all children need to learn, because growing food is one of your most basic things that you need in life. I think, you know, go ahead.
I heard an interesting observation from one of my journalists the other day, who was convinced that the children will soon take over. I think it was very scary and concerning when she said that with this COVID-19 virus. But there's some logic in what she has said, and obviously what you have shared with us now. I know for the past few days since we've been locked down, I've involved my son in the house cleaning. And it's funny how he now helps to keep the house clean after, you know, being part of the process of cleaning the entire house.
No, for sure. And let me tell you, if you want to change the world, convince a child. I mean, if you do recycling at home, nature conservation, children are really great guardians for our world. So I agree, you know, when it comes to household chores, it's very important that your children contribute to that basic skill, because one day they will be living alone. They will be paying their bills. They will be cleaning house, buy shopping. Those basic things you as a parent can start sharing with them now. So, you know, I am really looking forward to our children becoming more self-sufficient, more independent, more reliable. And we have to give them skills that will make them resilient and have grit for the challenges that lie ahead. I do believe that there are solutions to this COVID-19 virus, but it also is preparing us to look ahead. And that is the main thing, is to look ahead and plan well. So I hope these, you know, these basic skills do help you to get your children back on track and ready for success.
Ponnie, again, thank you so much. There's a few things I need to shape up in my household since our chat yesterday, but I'm sure like many other parents, or like me, most of our parents out there are greatly benefiting from your advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you know what, Marietta, together we will overcome this and we will be successful. We can only do it as a united nation. Thank you and see you again.
Thank you. Bye.